Last night, while the world slept, India crossed a dangerous line. In the dead of night, they launched missiles into Pakistan, striking civilian homes, killing at least 26 innocent people, including a 3-year-old child. They called it Operation Sindoor. We call it what it is, a cowardly attack on civilians. And make no mistake, this reckless escalation now threatens to drag the entire region toward disaster. It started in Pahalgam, Indian-occupied Kashmir, a place under one of the heaviest military occupations in the world, where checkpoints, surveillance, and soldiers are everywhere. Yet somehow, attackers managed to operate for an extended period, questioning victims before executing them, according to Indian media. That's not a random act. That's a catastrophic security failure, right in the heart of what India claims is a secured region. And what did India do? Within hours, without any investigation, they pointed the finger at Pakistan. No evidence, no due process, just a familiar script. Let's be clear, Pakistan immediately condemned the Pahalgam attack. We offered to investigate together with India to get to the truth. But India refused. Why? Because they weren't interested in truth. They were interested in narrative. A narrative that paints Pakistan as the villain, fuels anti-Muslim sentiment at home, and covers up the glaring weaknesses in their own intelligence and military apparatus. Think about it. With Kashmir so tightly controlled, so militarized, how does an attack like this even happen? Especially when Modi's government claims to have handled Kashmir. The reality, the decades of brutal military occupation and human rights abuses have only deepened the resentment and unrest. And then came the reaction. Indian politicians, media, and influencers flooded the airwaves and the internet with dangerous rhetoric, talking about flattening Pakistani cities, celebrating violence, echoing the kind of genocidal language we've heard from regimes like Israel in Gaza. All this while Pakistan stood firm. We condemned the attack, we demanded evidence, we called for investigation, not escalation. But India was too busy fueling hate. This wasn't just about Pakistan. This was about dehumanizing Muslims, whether in Kashmir, in India, or across the border. A tactic we've seen over and over again. Turn a tragedy into propaganda. Whip up nationalist fervor and silence any voices asking real questions about the Indian state's failures. Their focus wasn't justice. It was revenge. Blind, misdirected, and dangerous. And last night, they took it to the next level. In the dead of night, India launched Operation Sindoor. 9 missile strikes across Pakistan and Pakistan-administrated Kashmir. Cities like Muzaffarabad and Kotli were hit. The result? At least 26 Pakistanis dead. 46 injured, including children. India called this justice. Let's call it what it really is. An act of war, and a cowardly one at that. Because targeting civilians isn't justice, it's terrorism. Plain and simple. Pakistan has exercised patience until now. We've cooperated, we've called for calm, we've demanded evidence. But when you kill civilians, children, you provoke a response. And what happens next? That's on India. And let's take a step back here. Look at Pakistani media. Look at our public. Not once have we celebrated violence. Not once have we condoned attacks on innocents, whether in Kashmir or in India. We mourn every civilian life lost, no matter which side of the border they're on. But across the border, we see a different story. After last night's strikes, there were scenes of celebration, people cheering as innocent lives were lost in Pakistan. This isn't just about military tactics. It reflects a dangerous mindset that treats civilian casualties as victories. And this is not new. Time and again, we've seen India escalate tensions, stoke nationalist fires, and push the region toward conflict, especially during politically sensitive times. Pakistan, on the other hand, has repeatedly called for dialogue, for peace, for stability in the region. But let's be clear, our calls for peace should never be mistaken for weakness. We believe in defending our people, protecting our borders, and standing firm against aggression. But we do it with responsibility, not recklessness. This is about upholding dignity and avoiding the trap of endless escalation, even when provoked. Because real strength lies not in how loud you shout, but in how wisely you act when peace is threatened. India crossed a line last night, striking civilians, escalating tensions, and bringing the region closer to disaster. The world is watching now, and it's time they recognize who's stoking the fire and who's trying to prevent it from burning everything down.